Invest in yourself early because it will expedite your journey. To me, this is like the ideal situation to be able to do what I love and bring in income with what I love to do, as well as be with my kids at home. It's like the dream. I joined in 2023, and by that time it was like, okay, I'm 3 years into my business and I still didn't feel like I was going anywhere, and I didn't really see like a long-term future with where I was going. Some of the biggest changes that I made in my business was, number one, I shut down my Etsy shop, so no more Etsy, and I really niched down to doing live events. And then a huge thing is just mindset shift and not being afraid to pitch my business to clients and brands, and really just gaining the confidence in myself, my work, and what I have to offer.
Hello, and welcome back to our channel where we teach you how to create a successful and sustainable calligraphy business. If you don't know who I am yet, my name is Rosie. I've been in the calligraphy and live event space for nearly 7 years now and have helped hundreds of artists just like Stacy turn their calligraphy hobbies into high-ticket offers. If you're curious what that looks like to work with me and my team, there's a link below where you can apply and learn more. This is the incredible story of Stacy, who is the artist behind Letters and Feathers. She's also a mom of two. So prior to joining the Craft Academy, she felt lost and confused on how to run a proper business. And after hiring a mentor, she feels more confident in her skills and business, and has even worked for amazing brands like Valentino, YSL, Jo Malone, and so much more. So welcome, Stacy. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story.
Hi, nice to be here, and yeah, excited.
Yay! All right, so give us your quick journey to entrepreneurship and how Letters and Feathers was found.
I started doing calligraphy just as a hobby, maybe about like a decade ago. And I would just kind of like scribble and practice and stuff at my day job when I was bored. And then in 2020, when pandemic happened, that was when I decided to kind of just go all in with calligraphy. So from there, I opened up my own Etsy shop, but now I specialize in live events.
Love it. I also love how everyone's journey includes like, I was bored, I needed stress relief, and then I opened an Etsy shop. It's like really funny how all of that kind of plays out. How did the Etsy shop pan out?
So at first it was just like my friends and family that would like buy my stuff. But I think it gave me like a confidence boost in a way where it was like, wow, I have like so much support around me. And because I didn't really know like what like my long-term vision was for it. It was just like, I know I love to do calligraphy, and Etsy seemed like a good place to kind of just start. But I think, yeah, like the first couple months of starting my Etsy shop, it was like friends and family would buy from me. And then I was like, well, I'm getting so much support from them, and I feel like, you know, maybe I can make this into something. So it was a good like starting point, I think, for me.
Oh, I love that. That's such a great like kind of jump off point. Did you ever feel like it was a sustainable branch of your business?
No, not in terms of like financially, not really, because it was a lot of work to run an Etsy shop, and like there's so many like things that you have to like pay for, and like so much time that goes into it, because I was doing like handmade cards. It was like I would spend like hours on just like making these cards, and then like shipping them out, and you know, going to the post office and all of that. So it was a lot of work for not a lot of money. So not sustainable as a business.
I heard that. Like I feel like that's my journey too, because I also started on Etsy and found that I was also doing the same thing with like cake toppers, where I was spending hours and hours, and I was charging like $16 for like the acrylic, the design, shipping, and all of that. And felt like I was trading time for like pennies. So tell me about the rest of like your pathway into how Letters and Feathers got shaped into today. Like what was like that exact timeline for you?
Yeah, so 2020 was when I opened up my Etsy shop, and then 2021 was a lot of trial and error, just like figuring out what I wanted to do with my business. And it was like okay, maybe I'll try like selling other stuff on my Etsy shop other than cards. But then that didn't really pan out. And then I started teaching workshops. So I started teaching workshops, and then I was able to bring in a little bit more income that way. But again, it was like I didn't feel like I still didn't feel like I had like a vision for my business, or like a goal, or I just was lost. Like I didn't know like where my business was going. I was just kind of like, well, I'll try this, I'll try that. I tried selling just different things, and a lot of people would approach me and they'd be like, well, can you do this? And I'd be like, well, no, but I can try. And so I would just like say yes to everything, which wasn't exactly like the best thing. Yeah, it just wasn't like fulfilling for me.
It sounded like you were throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what stuck. And you were also kind of just doing everything for everyone instead of, you know, what we like to say in TCA is if you everything to everyone, then you're nothing to no one. And that's exactly what that looks like for you, especially in your early days when you're doing everything that comes across your desk. It's overwhelming, it's expensive because you have to buy all those different supplies, and at the end of the day it's not fulfilling because it's not something that you enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I still have like random supplies in my closet right now.
Oh my God, me.
That I should probably get rid of, but
Yeah, it's sentimental value at this point.
yeah.
Perfect. I guess when did you join the Craft Academy and when did you start seeing results?
Okay, so I joined in 2023, and by that time it was like, okay, I'm 3 years into my business and I still didn't feel like I was going anywhere, and I didn't really see like a long-term like future with where I was going. So actually you like DM'd me, Rosie, like in 2023 I joined, but you DM'd me like the year before that, and like I like really regret ghosting you because I wish I got on a call with you to like talk about TCA earlier. But so I started seeing results after the first, I think maybe like 3 months or so was when I like, you know, I was doing the modules and going through the coursework and all of that. And a lot of it was like, a lot of the beginning modules were about like mindset and like gaining the confidence and stuff like that. And that really helped me to kind of build like the foundation of my business. And then I started booking like my first few live events. And I kind of, it was like really like nerve-wracking, like doing live events, but I really felt like that was the direction I wanted to go into. And after joining TCA, I really felt like I had the confidence to really step into that and actually do it. Because I think if I were like trying to do live events on my own, I probably would have spent like maybe a year practicing and like making sure I was like fully prepared and da da da. But TCA really like helped me gain that confidence to just kind of take that leap and just do it. So
yeah, I love that. I'm thinking back to our first event together, and was this your first live event?
The one we did together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'll tell just like a little story, side story.
Okay. Side story. Yeah.
So side story time. Stacy and I worked her first live event together, and it was a really high volume event for Figs. And I can't even remember how many guests we had at that point, but we had a team of 3 calligraphers and 1 assistant, and we were pretty much swamped the entire time. Like we didn't even have a chance to like eat or drink or do anything to like kind of reset our brains, but it was super high volume. And Stacy, it being her first event, I was a little scared. But the fact that I was able to bring her onto the event, she was able to adapt really quickly. It really helped to, like, I think you had it in you all along. It was just you needed someone to like put you into that like higher pressure situation and be able to pull that out super seamlessly. And I think without Stacy, I I don't think the event would have been as successful because we did end up having to batch and like change workflows multiple times. And it's really important, I think, for a live event artist to be able to have those skill sets and to be able to adapt at any moment, depending on what the workflow needed. So yeah, that was fun. Challenging for Stacy for sure, but she was an awesome partner.
It was so fun. I loved it. Yeah.
What did you think at that point? Like that was your first event. What was running through your head at that point?
I didn't really know what to expect because it was my first event. So I think in that way it was good because I was kind of just prepared for anything. But I actually like felt like I was thriving from like the busyness of everything. And it was a little chaotic at one point, but I remember just having fun actually with it. And it was really comforting having you like right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a great first event.
Amazing. Well, I'm glad that that was your first event. I'm glad you had a great time and that it didn't scare you because I know live events isn't for everyone. So what would you say to someone who wants to get into that industry?
I think I would say just to like be confident in you as an artist, because sometimes people will, like when you're doing a live event, they'll be like, if you kind of give them like too many options of something, they get like confused. And then, you know, I think it's important to like have that like confidence as an artist to be like, hey, I just suggest doing this, you know, like this color fill or whatever it is, this whatever style of calligraphy. And just like knowing that like you're the expert in what you're doing, and most of the time people will just love it either way. So yeah.
So you mentioned that you found success within 3 to 4 months of joining the Craft Academy. I think part of that is because you joined in October of 2023, which is right before the holidays. What were some of the biggest changes that you made with your business once you started the program?
So some of the biggest changes that I made in my business was, number one, I shut down my Etsy shop. So no more Etsy, which it was kind of bittersweet shutting it down because I started there and like I had like, I don't know, over 500 plus sales on Etsy. But I did stop selling like physical products, and I really niched down to doing live events, which I find like the most fulfilling. I also don't teach public like calligraphy workshops anymore. So I'll do like private calligraphy workshops here and there, but very few. And then a huge thing is just mindset shift and not being afraid to pitch my business to clients and brands, and really just gaining the confidence in myself, my work, and what I have to offer. That's a really big one for me. I was really scared before to even like talk about my business to other people, almost like not even treating it like a business. Like it was, I kind of downplayed it a lot. So just really gaining that confidence is a really big game changer for me. So
yeah. When you talk about mindset shift, how did you specifically, like what did you exactly tell yourself or say to yourself in order for you to start treating it like a real business?
I think a big one was like telling myself like I'm worthy of the success and like I'm worth like doing this for. Which, yeah, it was a big struggle for me, I think. And even like making the investment to TCA, I remember like thinking, gosh, that's a lot of money. Like, am I worth investing in myself? Is my business like worth investing in? And it really made me think about that question. And I think in my gut, I was like, yes, of course. But I was so scared. And you know, it was just changing my mindset to like know that I can succeed and that I am worthy of like finding that success and working hard for it. So
can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
Why did you feel like you weren't worthy of investing in yourself?
Rosie. I feel like I'm in a therapy session. I had therapy yesterday. Okay, Rosie. I think I have a hard time like believing in myself. And there's just a lot of self-doubt that comes with that. But yeah, I don't know how else to describe it, but I'm on the other end of on the other side of it. So
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. Thank you so much for sharing. I know that that wasn't easy. Um, I'm always like, it still blows my mind that like we're able to bring someone who like doesn't believe in themselves, who's probably charging $10, $20 for like a full-on physical product with everything, and then be able to take those business owners to go to charge 200, 250 an hour, and be able to work on these like awesome luxury brand events. And so it's really cool to like see that progression and to know that we had a small part in helping you get there. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate you being vulnerable with us. Okay, so now you're on the other side of, you know, knowing that you're worthy of investing in, and that your clients are also can see that value as well. So if you were to compare your income from before TCA and after TCA, what does that look like for you?
yeah, so before TCA, I made around 10K, a little bit over 10K. And then after joining TCA, I nearly doubled that. And then this year, I have already surpassed last year's income. So
Yay! Congratulations, Stacy. I'm so proud of you. I think I also like you did also send me a message or like post something in the Facebook group that you were also able to support your family while your husband was unexpectedly unemployed. And so can you tell us a little bit more about that?
yeah, so my husband lost his job, unfortunately, recently, but I'm really grateful that with my income, like the past couple months, I've been able to support our family on just my income alone. And that is something that's just super rewarding for me to be able to do that. And I never really thought I would be in a position to have to do that, but here we are, and we're able to, you know, pay all our bills and obviously like take care of our kids and our family with that income. So it's really fulfilling to be able to do that.
There's so many like advantages, I think, when a mom has their own business and is doing something that they love. In addition to being able to provide for your family in a financial sense, can you tell us more about like what it's like raising two young kids and having your own business and being a mostly stay-at-home mom?
Yeah, it is a very chaotic lifestyle, but it's awesome because I work for myself and I kind of just, I'm able to create my own schedule and, you know, be with the kids a lot of the time, which I don't take for granted. I know not everyone is able to do that. So it can get a little crazy and busy around here, but to me, this is like the ideal situation to be able to work, do what I love, and bring in income with what I love to do, as well as be with my kids at home. It's like the dream, I think, for me. So
That's so awesome. I'm like, and Stacy gave me a lot of motherhood tips when I was pregnant, and it's been awesome just to be able to hear and learn from her own experiences. I do believe that when you have your own business and you're doing something that you love as a mom, your cup is more full, and so you're able to pour from that cup into the next generation and really show them that it is okay to do something that you love and to prove that art can be profitable, successful, peaceful, and ultimately sustainable. And I think we're two moms that are doing it, and it's really cool to like surround me, I guess, with other moms who are also doing the same thing.
cheers to us.
Cheers. Amazing. Okay. All right. So we're kind of reaching the end of the interview. So let's kind of dive into the tactical tip portion of the interview. Um, I guess, if you could give one piece of tactical advice to anyone who's watching your interview today, what would that be?
I would say to put in the work to position your business and yourself to succeed. Put in the work to build your website, pitch yourself to brands, and like post content and all of that. Like, it is a lot of work, but it does pay off in the end, and nobody's going to do the work for you. It's up to you.
I love it. If you could dive into that just a little bit more, when you say put in the work to build your website, can you be a little bit more specific in terms of like what exactly to work on?
Well, not to give too much detail, but so for me, like it took me a long time to build my website, and it was like one of the last things I um needed to do to kind of complete the coursework in the program. My husband helped me a lot, which was really great. But it was like a solid like 4 to 5 months, maybe even 6 months, to build out the website and like, pick my brand colors and just figure out like the layout of all the pages and stuff like that. SEO and all of that is super important. But like I didn't want to like rush that process, because your website is super important, because that's what clients and brands will see if they want to book you. But yeah, it takes a lot of work to do that, and yeah, no one's going to do it for you. It's your brand and it's your business. And it's really paying off now for me, because now I'm getting direct leads. A big portion of my work the first year of TCA was a lot of referrals and things from other TCA members, which was really, really great. But this year, it's awesome to see direct leads coming into my inbox, and I'm able to book my own clients and build relationship with those clients and have them be repeat clients. So yeah.
I love that. That's amazing. Congratulations on putting all that extra work into your website and now you seeing the fruits of your labor. I do also want to kind of point out that like you've had this business for 5 years now, and this story, Stacy's story, is not one of an overnight success of, something that is like a get rich quick kind of scheme. If you look at her numbers and the time that it took her to get here, you'll notice that it's every year she's doing a little bit better. She's in her own race. She's competing against herself, and she's doing better than what she did before. And she's being very intentional about the work that she's putting into it. She started off with referrals and relationships, and now she finally has her own brand that people are starting to book on their own without having to rely on the referrals. So this is a story of where, it's tenacity. It's continuing to work when things fail and really trusting yourself and betting on yourself to make sure that you're doing the things that's going to make you have a business over the long run instead of focusing in on the here and the now. So yay. Yay, Stacy. I'm excited for you. Perfect. Okay, so where do you see yourself going with Letters and Feathers, and how can we continue helping you with those goals?
I definitely see myself continuing to do live events. That brings me a lot of joy. And would love to work with more dream brands. Would love to travel and do calligraphy for clients. That'd be awesome. But yeah, TCA has just continually been giving me the confidence to believe in myself. And I feel like I have the tools to, continue to pitch myself to different brands and clients, which in turn will open up more opportunities for me. So I honestly have never been more excited about my business and what.
I love that. I know we're still very early in your journey, so I just know that there's so much more that's going to be coming to you. So just to like sum everything up, what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about investing in themselves?
Do it early. Do it early, invest in yourself early, because it will expedite your journey. And I learned the hard way because I ghosted you in 2022, Rosie. Biggest regret of my life. Okay. But yeah, no, I think about that because I'm like, if I had just joined sooner, like how much further along in my business would I have been, you know? So if you're thinking about investing in yourself, like you're worth it, first of all, and you can and will succeed. So do it. Just do it.
Love it. And then the last question that I ask everyone, what would you tell yourself in 2020 when you first started your business, knowing what you know now?
I would tell myself that I should invest in a business coach from the beginning because I'm not an expert in business. I am an artist and a creative, first of all. So I think just having that support and that community and having a business coach to ask questions to and get support from, it would have really changed the course of my business. And I would have been able to kind of fly by that whole like trial and error period and not have wasted so much time. So
what's important is that you eventually got here. So, we always say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the next best time is today. So as long as you're putting in the effort and the energy to continue building and scaling in a sustainable way, you will eventually get there. I wish you joined us sooner too, but the fact is you've been in with us for about 18 months and we love you. We love having you. And we love seeing you on all our coaching calls. So congratulations for all of your successes, Stacy. I know you're going to triple your income this year. I just feel it. So yeah, I'm so excited for you. All right, so I've known and mentored Stacy for about 18 months now, and I'm so proud to see that she's able to not only increase her income, but also contribute to her family, and teach her two young little ones what it's like to have a creative business and what it's like when mom is really happy. So it's just amazing to be able to see and help you through that journey, along with you working with some incredible brands like Venus Settler, Creed, and MFK. Those are some of my favorite brands. So I'm super happy for you and all of the successes that you've had. So if this interview resonated with you and you want this transformation for yourself, all you have to do is book a call, and just go to wandercrafter.com/apply. We'll help you turn your expensive hobby into a full-time business. And no matter what your business goals are, we would love to connect with you regardless. We want to help you create and build the business of your dreams. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stacy, if people wanted to find you, where can they reach out to you?
So I'm on Instagram at Letters and Feathers, and my website is lettersandfeathers.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Stacy, for sharing your story. I'm super proud of you. Your two little ones are lucky to have you as a mom.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.